Welcome everybody to this week's episode of The Ring Zone. I'm Stephen Charles along with Albert A-Train Bettis. Of course, every week covering the latest news in professional wrestling, the latest rumors, and of course if it's happening in pro wrestling, it will happen here in The Ring Zone. So lace up those boots, dust off your feet, and get on into The Ring Zone. We got a lot of news coming up here shortly.
Daniel Bryan and the Yes Movement were in full force this week. Bryan once again came to the ring and demanded a match with Triple H once again.
Yeah, exciting stuff happening on Raw last night. Daniel Bryan gets his match at WrestleMania, but Daniel Bryan and the Yes Movement, that's not all it was about. What happened was he brought people from the crowd, Daniel Bryan's fans, the Yes Movement, in occupying Monday Night Raw, taking over the show. And Daniel Bryan demands his match with Triple H. Triple H and the Authority, Stephanie McMahon, comes out.
Now, they refused this matchup.
Of course.
But the occupation was about ensuring that they agreed to this.
Yes. Triple H did not like the idea of his show getting hijacked, obviously. And sent security out, said he was going to have everybody arrested, everybody that was taking up the ring and the floor there in the arena. Security goes out, and then they were like, nope, we're not going in there.
Well, he sent out two guys. He sends two guys out, like two guys are going to take and arrest everybody.
They had a chance.
And then he's decided, well, that's not going to work. Well, enough of this. Let's move on with the show. Let's move on with the show. And he sends out Sandow.
Damien Sandow,
your intellectual savior.
Of the masses.
And he's there to go and have his match. Bryan invites him in to join the Yes Movement. Sandow wants no part of this.
He's not the kind of guy that's going to join some trendy Yes Movement for some upcoming superstar. He's more interested in his own stock anyway.
That's too bourgeois for him.
Yes, he's greater than everybody.
Triple H returns very angry, very upset with Sandow. Fed up, he finally acquiesces.
Stephanie jumps in here, though. Stephanie jumps in and says, how dare you treat my husband like this? How dare you take over my show? And then Triple H has finally had enough here. And he finally caves in and says, you want your match at WrestleMania with me, you'll get your match. And he said that will happen. So Daniel Bryan with Triple H at WrestleMania, but Daniel Bryan wasn't done.
No, he had another demand that he wanted. Something more important. This was never really just about wrestling Triple H. This is a means to an end. And that end is going to insert Daniel Bryan into the World Championship picture at the main event of WrestleMania 30.
Yes, something that most Yes Movement and most Daniel Bryan fans have been clamoring for quite a while. They just want Daniel Bryan in that main event. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. He is talented.
And Triple H agreed that if he could defeat Triple H at WrestleMania 30, Daniel Bryan will join the main event in a triple threat match against Randy Orton, the champion, and the challenger who won the Royal Rumble, Batista.
At WrestleMania 30. Incredible stuff. New WrestleMania main event possible. Depending on what happens, Triple H will face Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. And depending on the results of that match, Daniel Bryan might have a World Championship match in his future.
It shakes up the whole entire card and whole entire outlook of WrestleMania.
This is money. This is big money here for the WWE. Finally, the internet fans even that have been clamoring for him are going to get what's rightfully theirs in their mind. Anyway, moving on. Oh, Hulk Hogan was also at Monday Night Raw. Yeah, brother. My 12-inch pythons, brother. Anyway, he was there to promote a new match at WrestleMania also, which will be a 30-man battle royale. Because in WrestleMania, there's never been a battle royale. Oh wait, they're at every WrestleMania, and they're on the card at every WrestleMania, but they're always the dark match.
Well, not
what you gonna do, brother?
WrestleMania 2.
Let me tell you something, brother. Brother.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. You gotta get a little bit more bass in your voice, dude.
I am so over Hogan and his orange leathery skin. Anyway, what were you gonna say?
You're missing the whole point of this. This whole thing It's the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
It is the Andre the Giant.
30 man. They displayed this nice, beautiful trophy that the winner will receive after winning this 30-man Battle Royal. Let me ask you, can you even get 30 guys into the ring at once?
Yeah, of course you can. Look at War Games in WCW.
No.
Look at the Royal Rumble.
You're thinking World War III.
That's it. That's what it was.
In 3 rings.
Yes.
That's
ridiculous.
That's 3 rings, and there's 20 guys in each ring.
So, of course they have Royal Rumble. There was a 40-man Royal Rumble.
All right, is everybody in the ring at once?
Well,
no, you got guys coming out 2 minutes in, real
25
guys getting eliminated.
Anyway, so yeah, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale at WrestleMania will take place. Two people of the roster have already committed to this match, Big E and who was the other one?
Well, there's 2 more actually. It's both members of Ryback.
Oh yes, Curtis Axel. I forgot about him. I was thinking Ryback.
Ryback committed last night at Raw, and on main event we heard from Curtis Axel saying he was going to display why he's better than perfect and win that Battle Royale himself.
What was Jeff Jarrett up to this week?
Well, good old Double J. That's J-E-F-F, J-R-R, E-T. Double J there gave us this announcement that he's going to announce.
It's an announcement of an
announcement. Announcement of his announcement.
Yes.
He's going to announce all the news about his new rumored promotion the day after WrestleMania 30.
And it's funny because him and Toby Keith tried to buy Impact Wrestling or TNA from the Carters. Again, the Carters, basically it's Dixie's project, Panda Energy, Bob Carter there. He's got to have something for his little girl to do, and you know Dixieland.
And the thing is, Jeff still owns a minority share in the company.
He just wants it all. Well, it was his dad's company at one time. I can see why.
Well, they're both of theirs. It belonged to the 2 of them.
He wasn't exactly doing good things for it.
They started the company together.
Not like Dixie's doing a whole lot, but she's doing a little bit.
The thing, though, is here, is this going to be big things coming? I don't have the best faith in Jeff Jarrett moving a huge company forward that's going to be a big deal.
The last company he had, he made himself the champ all the time. And he belongs in the TNA Hall of Fame, by the way.
Impact Wrestling, TNA. I mean, it's not like they've grown a whole lot in the 10, 11 years that they've been in business. They keep a consistent rating of about a 1.1.
Yeah.
I'll take a wait and see approach. I'm hoping for the best, but I'm not giving my hopes up for this new company.
Anyway, that is our news for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up next, we will have our SmackDown report. Exciting things in SmackDown this week. And, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our SmackDown report. SmackDown. Things we're going to cover here. First, we're going to talk about Christian. Had a match with Dolph Ziggler. A little bit of a distraction, and for Del Rio sits ringside, causes a little bit of a distraction for Dolph Ziggler, trying to pay him back for what happened on Monday Night Raw, where Aaron Paul got on the announce table there and started yelling. Del Rio does the same thing, and let's check out and show you how that match happened.
Ziggler plants Christian face first. And here's the cover again. Hook of the leg, and now Del Rio up on our announce table. What are you doing up there?
¡Ey! ¡Dos, perro asqueroso! ¡Voltea! ¡Aquí está tu
Oh, look out! Christian caught him. Kill switch. Off the slight distraction by Del Rio. Don't look back for a split second.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. A big win for Christian over one of the best wrestlers on the planet, Dolph Ziggler. But you have to blame the distraction Alberto Del Rio causes. And there we have it. Christian finally wins a match.
Christian's back.
He's back?
Well, he's been back, but, you know, he hasn't been winning very much.
Well, yeah. He's been back for a few weeks now, and he's lost pretty much.
Gotta say, hopefully that this is going to keep building for Christian here. And it wasn't just the distraction from Del Rio and retaliation that allowed this, but it's the fact that Christian, being the grizzled veteran that he is able to take advantage of the situation.
And Dolph coming off a big win on Monday night. Now here's another loss. Poor Dolph.
Oh well. Moving on, we're going to shift focus here to the Shield. We had seen in recent times that the Shield may have had some cracks in the foundation of all that was this dominating force that ran roughshod all over WWE for the past year and a half. Now we see, this past Monday, you had Rollins walk out.
Well, this is after Ambrose.
That's what I'm saying.
And Reigns had been
pay-per-view.
quarreling. Yes.
That led to this, but Rollins walked out, and that's forced Ambrose and Reigns to work together and find out what's going on here.
A smart move by the Architect.
And it came out here, and it turns out that that's the whole point of why Rollins walked out on them and watched on the stage on Monday night. And leads to a little bit of a shoving match here, a little bit of quarrel. Let's kind of take a listen here. We'll find out what happened.
You know what? I know what's gonna make this work. I know what's gonna make me feel better. I feel a lot better. That felt great. And you know what I think? Now that that's out of my system, I think you might need to get something out of your system too. So I'm gonna do what I do best. I'm gonna take one for the team. Because you know what? We gotta get on the same page. We gotta do it.
Well, there you have it. A little animosity with the Shield. Rollins says that the Architect Rollins says he did this on purpose, tried to bring the two men together, and Ambrose is still a little frustrated, still blaming Rollins for the loss. Rollins
slaps him in the face.
Yeah, Rollins has enough of that, hits him in the face, and he says, you know what, if you want to do the same thing to me, let's do it, let's get on the same page here. Ambrose has enough, he clocks him too. Then Rollins puts his fist in, tells him let's take care of what's ours. That's basically the message that he's trying to convey to the Shield, and they all get on the same page.
The Shield is back. They're united, going forward. You're not going to see any more dissension there.
I don't know about that. We'll see in the coming months.
Back on track there.
Yes, and then we had Alberto Del Rio taking on Sheamus. Sheamus with the loaded boot here. Alberto Del Rio coming off that loss on Monday Night Raw, and, obviously earlier in the night, issues with Ziggler. He paid Ziggler back. But right here, not so much for Alberto Del Rio.
Let's take a look here and see what happened.
Ropes and to stay there. Come on there, ref, get in there. Oh my, he got him, he got him. An explosive throw kick from out of nowhere. And Sheamus has defeated Alberto Del Rio.
Where was Dolph?
Yeah, where was Dolph?
You get...
He loses a match because of Del Rio, and now Dolph's nowhere to be found.
You get the shaft earlier and you don't retaliate again?
It was a roll of victory, too. It's not like he was injured. Come on, Dolph. Get it together.
Shifting to the main event now. We had Daniel Bryan and the Big Show, the returning Big Show. First time in action since his beatdown at the Royal Rumble at the hands of Brock Lesnar. Versus Kane and Batista. Batista took control of this match and kept a fiery pace early on, hitting a nice spine buster.
Yeah, Kane dominated then. Came back strong, as Kane always does, keeps things going for the team. Kane's a monster still to this day. Then Daniel Bryan made a nice strong comeback like he likes to do. Of course, a high energy Daniel Bryan comeback. Kicks and punches.
Yeah, well, you know how that goes. Take a look right here and see what happened.
Kane and Daniel Bryan are the legal men. And Batista passed off the steel post. And Daniel Bryan, meanwhile, the fight goes on inside the ring. Uh-oh. Welcome to reality, Daniel. Kane going for the choke slam. Daniel Bryan slides down. Can he steal one here? That's what happened in the main event. And Kay makes it to the rope. Not this time. Big shot and a knockout. KO punch to Kane. Daniel Bryan shoulders down and they win.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Big Show with the KO punch from the floor. Daniel Bryan, pinfall victory there. And that's it for SmackDown. That concludes our SmackDown report. Coming up next, we will have our Monday Night Raw report from March 10th, 2014. All right, this is our Monday Night Raw report. Monday Night Raw this week opened with Hulk Hogan. Yay! Yay! An old man wheeling himself to the ring, hobbling on down there for his announcement for the Andre the Giant Battle Royale. And of course, when there's one superhero in the ring, what's better than when... Well, nothing's better than when you have two. So here comes John Cena. Yay! Cena and Hogan have a little hoedown in the ring. And Cena says that he's going to put his name into the hat for the Battle Royale. But that's when...
The Wyatts show up.
Of course. Saving the day and the show, by the way.
The Wyatts arrived and Cena says, I can't be in your Battle Royale, Hulkster, because I got to take on Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania if Bray Wyatt's got what it takes to take on John Cena.
Your Battle Royale's not good enough for me. I got something else I'm brewing here.
So he challenges Bray Wyatt, and that match basically gets accepted by Bray Wyatt. And this all leads into the first match of the night, John Cena versus Eric Rowan. And Hulkster remains at ringside in Cena's corner for backup against the other Wyatt family members at ringside.
Anyway, we have a Wyatt Cena match at WrestleMania. Bray Wyatt Cena Mania coming soon. That's gonna be awesome. Rowan in this match though, focused the attack on the knee. Looks to slam Cena. Cena counters with a schoolboy. Goes up for the pin. Let's check it out. Let's see how that match happened, ladies.
Not have it taped or braced up here tonight.
This Eric Rowan, I mean, he's just picked him up by his ears. He's just such an intimidating figure.
And look at Cena. They may have to put him away here. 2 count. John Cena stole it.
What a surprise. John Cena wins. He never wins any match, does he?
He wins all the time.
All the time.
The highlight of this was seeing the pose down to Hulkamania after the match, brother.
Nobody wants to see that orange, leathery...
It's
old
brown.
man.
It's brown. It's brown from years of tanning.
With his fake hair.
Orange, I'll give you the fake hair, but orange is not what it is.
With
orange
his
is not
fake
the color.
hair.
Orange is not the color. Orange is the color of that fake tan that you see guys like, I'm not going to name names.
Can we stop talking about Hulk Hogan and his 12-inch pythons?
You mean his 24.5-inch
Brother. We got to move on, ladies and gentlemen. There was more Monday Night Raw than Hulk Hogan and John Cena. Anyway, Cena wins this match against Eric Rowan.
Next, once again, we have Big E Langston.
Match number 37.
Once again defending the Intercontinental title. Actually, I don't know if the title is actually on the line here. But he's facing Jack Swagger.
Oh, Swagger.
Swagger, at the beginning of this match, tells Cesaro, I got this, man. It's all me. I got this.
I've had faith in Swagger, but it's been disappointing me.
The time comes along, and this match starts going along. Yeah, opportunity comes for Cesaro to interfere.
Of course, Swagger.
Cesaro says, I'm not going to do it.
No, that's the right thing to do.
Swagger gets upset with him here.
Well, yeah. There's been dissension with these guys for quite a while that we've documented.
What's this we?
Well, yeah, okay, I have documented. He hasn't really. He believes they're
I
perfectly
admitted
fine.
it last week.
Anyway, Swagger's eyes off the ball here. Let's see. It's funny because Big E rolls up, gets a win here, and then after the match is the real story. Sure, Big E gets another win. Yeah.
But Zeb is upset.
Zeb's very upset.
Because there's more bickering going on.
Yeah, back and
Swagger's
forth.
upset because Cesaro didn't interfere in the match. Cesaro says, hey, you said you had this.
Yeah, and then obviously another loss for Swagger.
Zeb says, shake hands.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
what
he was
happened?
very adamant. He was very, very passionate with this. He was like, I'm sick of this. He was pulling off his tie, his coat, everything's going fine. I'm sick of
The
this.
vest came off.
Yes. Old Zeb Coulter. And then what happened? They shook hands, like gentlemen.
How did he shake his hand?
It doesn't matter how they shook hands. They shook hands.
Cesaro put a little bit of crush on that hand, make sure that Swagger felt that sincerity as he shook his hand.
But Zeb is
sincerely.
keeping these two gentlemen together to compete in tag team action.
Which I'm grateful for, because I think these guys got tag team titles written all over them.
They
If
have.
they can just get it together.
For a while, if they can stay together. Anyway, after that, The Undertaker was in the house. And he was coming out to basically tell Brock Lesnar that he had to, be scared, because here comes the supernatural. My Undertaker's coming for you, Brock.
Ooh, big deal.
Anyway, Paul Heyman comes out and says that the reason that Brock Lesnar did not want this match with The Undertaker is because of how illustrious the streak is. No member in WWE history, no roster member, no talent has ever won 3 matches in a row, let alone 21 of them.
Even more than 3 matches in a row. Actually,
Yeah,
more than
no.
4 matches, because I believe The Rock had 4 in a row at one point.
Okay, so there was one guy that won 4 in a row. Hogan,
But
couldn't
no
do it.
one
Cena
better.
hasn't done it.
No one.
Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart. No one's
Steve
done
Austin.
it. Steve
Steve Austin
Austin
got as far as 3.
Repo Man, Kamala, none of those guys did it. Doink the Clown never did it. Neither did the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat or Skinner. But anyway, Undertaker comes back and says that Brock Lesnar, if he's going to face him at WrestleMania, he will rest in peace. In
Ooh.
spooky, typical Taker fashion.
Ooh, big deal. Brock Lesnar is a man's man. He beat UFC legend Randy Couture in his 3rd UFC match ever to take the world title there. He's a beast incarnate, and Undertaker needs to take a little theatrics.
Nobody's
to that
beaten
a
the
bit.
Taker. Ever.
We'll see about that. Brock Lesnar is the man.
He might be,
The
but
beast
nobody's beaten
incarnate.
Taker ever. Not when you have supernatural powers. Anyway,
Moving along here, the Rhodes brothers were to meet with a Shield. Kane, Mr. Kane, Corporate Kane, whatever you want to call him, decided that,
Dr. Kane,
I prefer Mr.
Quite Shade Kane.
No, he will not help you.
Anyway,
Kane gives the opportunity for the Shield to exercise their demons, because he believes that the first crack in the Shield's domination came when the Rhodes brothers, Cody and Goldust, stole the tag team championships from them this past fall. Early on here in this match, we have Goldust isolated for the most part by the Shield, keeping him away from the corner.
of course, and then Cody enters the match and works back into control for the Rhodes brothers. Hits a muscle buster on Rollins. Rollins kicks out of that.
Rollins is able to come back here later on.
And let's take a look and see how that match turned out.
Skulls there. Watch it. Spear to Goldust. Man, what a collision. Goldust is not the legal man in this match. It's Cody.
Going for the crossroads. Seth Rollins reverses. Cody for the disaster kick. He's got it. Rollins caught him. Cody planted in the corner. And Rollins right to the back of the head. Face first into the middle. Rollins and Reigns with the win.
There you had it, folks. You see Rollins, he gets the reversal off of Rhodes there, Cody. Hits the power bomb into the corner, bounces his neck off the turnbuckle. Then he comes off the ropes, he gives that big stomp, and there is the pin. 1, 2, 3, Shield united and dominant once more.
That curb stomp is a beautiful thing. Then, of course, we talked about it earlier, Daniel Bryan and the Yes Movement. Exciting stuff. They were not going to take it. They weren't being pushed around anymore. Let's check out and show you what the Yes Movement looked like this Monday night.
So that then the main event would be Randy Orton versus Batista versus Daniel Bryan.
Man, triple threat match. Oh, what? Oh, man. Hunter's going to blow a gasket here.
Here it comes, here it comes.
Thank goodness for security.
Why are you throwing a fit, Hunter? Why are you throwing a fit? Why are you throwing a fit?
You want that? You get all of it. You get me. You get your deal. Get out of my ring, and I am going to end this at WrestleMania. You can bet your ass.
Daniel Bryan has pushed the COO over the edge. And it worked. Daniel Bryan and the Yes Movement gets what it wants.
There we go. Daniel Bryan gets that match at WrestleMania as we talked about earlier. It's going to be exciting, and hopefully we get what we want and Daniel Bryan gets his shot at the World Championship, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 30, but it'll depend on what happens with Triple H there. And that led us to the main event on Monday Night Raw, which Brad Maddox set up. It was Daniel Bryan, the Big Show, similar to our SmackDown main event, but this time it was taking on Batista and Randy Orton. And here we go, the action as it went down. Daniel Bryan, Batista, Maddox instructed this, and the Authority had something to say. Well, anyway, let's show you how that match ended real quick here.
Orton looking for the RKO on Daniel Bryan. Bryan going to the backslide. Shoulders are down. Does he have him here on that two? And now Daniel Bryan out of the corner. Got him with the knee. Got him with the knee. Daniel Bryan cover. Hooks the leg. Bryan's down. Bryan's pinned the champion. Bryan's pinned the champion.
There you saw it, folks. Orton RKO's the Big Show. Batista hits the accidental spear of Orton. Bryan knees Batista.
Big name, flying name.
Orton gets DDT off the ropes. Looks for the RKO, but Bryan hits that knee for the win.
Another big win for Daniel Bryan. And you know what? I see at WrestleMania now. It has become clear to me what is going to happen here. Daniel Bryan will beat Triple H. Then he'll go on to the World Heavyweight Championship match. And what will happen here is we will get a reuniting of Evolution. Triple H will bring Ric Flair with him, and Orton and Batista are going to turn on Daniel Bryan, costing Daniel Bryan the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 30. You heard it here first. It's going to happen. Evolution reunites at WrestleMania, and when it happens, I'll look smart. You'll look dumb.
Sure, whatever there, champ. I was the only... Do you want to admit now on air how I told you 3 weeks ago off air that this whole thing with Daniel Bryan was going to go down, how he was going to somehow get himself in a match with Triple H and
He never said that. He never
get
said
himself
that.
into the world title picture? Yeah,
He never said that. He
Okay.
never said that.
Yeah, sure.
Coming up next, we will go to our total non-stop action wrestling Impact report. Coming up here in just a second. TNA action.
Moving into our Impact Wrestling report for covering the world of total non-stop action wrestling.
Totally no action wrestling.
Well, MVP and the Wolves met up with against Bobby Roode and Austin Aries and Robbie E. the Bromance in an elimination match to determine who would have the advantage going into the Lethal Lockdown match.
And coming up next, we will have our Lethal Lockdown pay-per-view predictions and results on that. We'll see who was smarter this week in the pay-per-view department, continuing on what we do there.
Yeah, first off here, the first elimination we saw in this match, we had MVP eliminated Robbie E. with the Kuza kick.
Yes, and then Austin Aries, he eliminated
Eddie Edwards.
Eddie Edwards of the Wolves, yes.
Hit that brain buster on him.
Yes. Anyway, we're going to show you some action from that match right now.
vicious shot, and then the follow-up by Aries.
Eliminated and disqualified.
Repeatedly with the steel chair. And Earl Hebner has disqualified Austin Aries, eliminating him from this match. But think of it.
And there we go. Wolfman Davey Richards had the half crab on Robert Roode there, trying to get him to tap.
Rude was about to tap as well, but good old A-Double came in and made the save once again for his team captain there, showing him why he needed that 5% to come his way in the ownership. Repeatedly striking Davey Richards' shoulder with a metal chair, and AA gets disqualified there, but he saved Rude, and he virtually assured the victory in this match to gain the extra man advantage at the Lethal Lockdown matchup.
Shows you that Rude did make a smart pick with Austin Aries there. Unfortunately, Davey Richards was so injured, his shoulder was so injured in this match, that when it was down to just Robert Roode and Davey Richards, the match would have to be continued later in the night. But we're going to skip ahead to that right now and show you what happened in that match and how it ended with Robert Roode and Wolfman Davey Richards.
Tactician in there. But that, again, he's grabbing his knee, Bobby, from earlier, that attempt of some sort of a dragon screw between the ropes.
Davey. And Richards charging right at Roode. Able to sidestep him as he went again. Shoulder first right into the steel post.
Roode bomb, here we go. He picked the spot, Roode's got him.
Exactly
it's over.
right.
It's over.
The Roode bomb.
Oh, now,
Roode.
look at this.
Yeah, but he's not happy with the pin. He's going to go for the submission win on that.
So there you have it. Rude sends him to the post, sends Davey Richards to the post, hits that beautiful Rude bomb, and then crosses his face there and gets that tap out. Robert Roode with the advantage at Lockdown. Would this help him later in the night? We'll talk about that a little bit later. Well, moving on to our Impact action.
And we had Eric Young taking on quite the character of ours, a favorite of ours in the Golden Adamley division.
The Adamley Award-winning Samuel Shaw.
Adamley Award-winning Samuel Shaw. Oh, first thing we heard when this match started was that Mr. Anderson was going to be the special guest ring announcer for this because Christy Hemme was creeped out by the creepy son of an unmarried parents chant, which Anderson got started there.
Borash was still ringside too, by the way, so I don't understand why this was even an issue.
It's just an excuse for Anderson to get out there.
Hemme was creeped out, so because he is a stalker. He's a stalker. Anyway, as this match went underway, EY, old Eric Young there, hits that belly-to-belly suplex. Shaw kicks out of it and rolls out. Let's show you how the match ended, and then we'll talk about it when we come back.
By Shaw's, we look over the shoulder of our special ring announcer and Shaw's opponent this Sunday, Mr. Anderson.
Then Shaw trying to get out. Oh, wow. That was that, I believe that was that hot tea he had. Oh, man, look at that. It looked like Mr. Anderson, yep, he rammed Eric Young into Anderson. Look at that. We saw this last week.
The arm and the head seized with the standing choke by Samuel Shaw. Anderson trying to fight to get out of it, but as you pointed out in the past, that works to your detriment.
Absolutely. As I pointed out, this is a version of a judo jiu-jitsu hold called a katakatami. Usually it's done if you sit through it. It's even tighter, but Samuel somehow has it on in a way. It's a version of the hold.
There we go. Old creepy Boston there grabs the tea, the hot tea that he brought to the ring, hits Eric Young in the face with it, and then he gets this idea that maybe Mr. Anderson, who's ringside, is more worth my attention than this little match with Eric Young. And I gotta say, I'm coming around this Samuel Shaw here.
Yeah, he's got some potential here. He throws EY there into Mr. Anderson. And the match was obviously thrown out in DQ.
Disqualification, yes.
But Samuel Shaw locks that judo lock chokehold on Anderson. And got that in, just that go to sleep.
All comforting, all shh. Don't mind me, everything's gonna be okay while I choke the life out of you. It's glorious. I gotta say, the creepy bastard and the Adam Lee award-winning Samuel Shaw might be exciting in the future. It's good to see something different from total non-stop action.
We'll see how does this pan out here at the pay-per-view.
Oh, we'll talk about that later. We will talk about our picks and who was right, who was wrong, who has the better record in predicting pay-per-view results in just a moment. We'll talk about TNA Lockdown.
Oh yeah. But setting the stage further for this, something that happened that was going to change the face of the card for Lockdown. Another favorite of ours, Ethan Carter III. Once again, EC3 once again sought the opportunity to make an example of Kurt Angle, and well, let's take a look and see what exactly he did there.
EC3 and drop kick the leg. All of his weight now driving in the inside of the ligaments of that knee, of Kurt Angle's knee. Well, Kurt Angle, I mean, you got to wonder.
Back to it again.
Oh, it's going to that leg lock. Oh, there it is.
That's what he talked about earlier, when he pointed out all of Angle's victory with the ankle lock. He said he had a leg lock for Kurt.
And look at that, look at that.
Well, there you have it. Ethan Carter III just taking out Kurt Angle any way he can, working on that leg, that knee. And this injury that Kurt Angle sustained prevented him from competing at the pay-per-view at Lockdown.
Carter, once again, showing his brilliance, takes out another so-called hero here in TNA. He's already beaten Sting and sent him packing. And this could be the end of Kurt Angle for all we know.
I doubt it, but Kurt's getting up there in age. Anyway, that brings us to our TNA Lockdown results.
That is correct.
We'll see who did better and whose records where on what match and our predictions for these matches. These are the results for TNA Lockdown. And first of all, let me say, overall, the show was a disappointment. But it's really not, because it's TNA. And anything you know about professional wrestling when trying to predict TNA,
throw that right out the window.
Doesn't mean anything because they do whatever they want there.
If you want to apply logic here, don't.
Don't. TNA. It's TNA. Anyway.
First match of the card saw...
First of all, my record at this point is 5-2. He unfortunately is 6-1.
Unfortunate for whom?
Well, maybe you'll have better luck.
Not for me.
Maybe you'll have better luck with this pay-per-view.
I had pretty good luck last time. Oh, you mean maybe I'll be perfect this time?
I don't know about perfect. I don't think
I had the Kurt Hennig record going last time until the main event.
Yeah.
And there were some shenanigans there.
So,
back to the first match of the card saw the legendary Great Muta, along with stars from his Wrestle One promotion in Japan, Sonata, the new X Division champion, and Yusho versus Bad Influence and Chris Sabin.
Yes, and we both had the Japanese superstars here. Both predicted that.
Yes, we both had Muta's team winning here, and we were correct here. Muta's team did win.
And let me say something about the Great Muta. He's 70 years old or whatever.
50.
78.
51.
And he couldn't walk, but he could still wrestle.
He walked like a 70-year-old, but he's 51.
I seriously thought he was like 78. Anyway, moving on. At this point, right now, I'm 6-3, and you are what, 2-10?
That would be 7-1.
7.
Still better than you.
Whatever.
Because that's how I roll.
The creepy bastard. Samuel Shaw gets his match with Mr. Anderson. All these matches at Lockdown in a cage, hence the name Lockdown. Overkill in my mind's eye, but so the referee Earl Hebner gets taken out at one point. Shaw sneaks a victory. It looked like Mr. Anderson had this one.
Anderson didn't have it. He was on the cage.
Right.
And we should have both been right here.
Yes, because Mr. Anderson would have won that match.
But shenanigans.
When Hebner came to, Shaw escapes through the door. Win for Samuel Shaw. So now...
Again, with the logic there, he didn't think to question, why is the cage door open when it's locked and I'm the only one with the key?
Yeah. Really strange. So,
So we took a hit there.
Yeah, I'm 6-4 now at this point. This is looking pretty bad.
7-2.
Ugh.
Shifting gears now, this next match, originally Tigre Uno was supposed to be joining with Muda and Sonata in that 6-man tag, but TNA shifted gears.
They threw something on the website, said, oh, we're going to have another match too. And the former Suicide, Manic, will take on Tigre Uno in singles competition.
Both Steven and I both picked Tigre Uno to
Off
win
air,
this match.
yeah, but we did take Tigre Uno,
And
so we both get a win here. I'm 7-4 at this point. Things are looking
and for
good.
those of you that don't know, Tigre Uno is formerly known as Extreme Tiger.
Oh, thanks. Anyway, we had the Garbage Man versus the Drunk. James Storm and Gunner. And kind of just a little grudge match here. I had James Storm in this match.
So did I. I was thinking Beer Money Reunion's coming.
But if I would have went with Logic, I would have picked Gunner. Gunner won the match. They went with Logic on this one. Kind of strange. And I did hope for a Beer Money Reunion, which, who knows?
Next match up here, we had the women's title, the Knockouts titles they call it here in TNA. We had Gail Kim versus Madison Rain. I had Gail here.
I had Madison. Guess
So
who's
this is
right?
For one time here.
One time.
One in a row, Steve is right where I'm not.
I can guarantee that I will always predict the winners of the women's matches perfectly.
Well, that's good.
And I'm 2 for 2, baby.
Let's shift gears to that real title now, as far as TNA is concerned. Go ahead, Steven.
Yes. Magnus taking on Samoa Joe. Supposed to be the match of the night. It turned out to be the laugher of the night as Abyss came from underneath the ring and yanked, well, actually just Abyss's arms came out from under the ring and yanked Joe down.
Then Joe rose like he
Rose to the
rose
occasion,
from the,
yeah, like he's the
he
Undertaker.
rose up from the abyss, so to speak.
Boo. Anyway, thought Joe was going to win this match. I had Joe in this match.
Yeah, and I picked Magnus because I thought, even though Logic told me Joe was going to win, that it's TNA.
It is TNA. And I was wrong. He somehow gets another win over there. I get
So-
a loss.
Next, finally, we had Team MVP versus Team Rude. Who's going to control this company going forward? Will it be Dixie or MVP? That's what this match was set to determine. And, well,
I had Team MVP.
we both had Team MVP, and
We were right. Of course. So what's
Now-
that put our final records at here? Let's see. Coming into this, I was 5-2. So I'm 6-2, 3, 7-3.
all that matters is right here on this pay-per-view here, we were dead even.
Oh,
We were tied. We were tied.
I don't,
We both had the same number
No.
of correct
Oh,
and
yeah.
incorrect here.
We did.
Except, if we want to say, would you call it that, I would think that
There was an Ethan Carter match.
III was supposed to wrestle Kurt Angle. I picked Ethan Carter III, and Steven picked Kurt Angle. Now, Angle was unable to compete. Shouldn't that be a forfeit?
So what
for
do you
Ethan
get?
Carter III?
What do you get? What do you want? What does everybody want? The return of Bobby Lashley. Do you want that?
That wasn't a match. I'm talking about
No.
the win.
Anyway, Ethan Carter
This
wins that.
again.
That's not a win for him.
Sure it is.
That's our lockdown results. That's our TNA report for this week. And coming up
next, our favorite week.
our favorite thing of
segment.
the week, the Golden Adam Lee Award, the award for the worst thing in professional wrestling for the week.
Up next, here in the Ring Zone, it's time, once again, for our favorite segment of the show. The absolute best of the absolute worst in professional wrestling for this past week. That's right, the Golden Adamleys.
Alright, I know we're in the Adam Lees right now, but just to be clear, because my math was terrible in this lockdown pick.
Typical.
Well, that's just uncalled for. I'm 9-5. I'm 9-5. That's my record there. 9-5.
And I'm still ahead of you, 10-4.
By one match. So we broke even on the lockdown picks. Okay, let's get to the good stuff here. The Golden Adam Lee Award of the week.
What's our first nominee this week, Steven?
Oh, we have something a little special from TNA's women's division. A little lady that's called the Alpha Female, and let's give you a little glimpse of her right now.
We talked about this last week. I'm going to get your thoughts. This relationship between Chris Sabin and the Alpha Female.
That's actually a chick that Sabin's shoulders on. Not what we think it is, the Alpha Female
Well, it's a
male.
knockouts match.
Well, yeah, it is, but that doesn't mean that, well, the Alpha Female male, look at that Sabin.
That's Sabin on the shoulder.
He's swinging his big chain around. Jealousy. Velvet Sky is going to come on here shortly. He's got him so jealous, her ex-boyfriend.
That's a little unprofessional by Mike Tenay there, calling her the Alpha She-Male. I mean, obviously they're not learning from WWE's anti-bullying campaign, as Mike Tenay just calls her a she-male. And I think
Be
she
a
looks,
star, Mike Tenay.
I think there's
Be a
beautiful
star.
women in all shapes and sizes, and the Alpha Female is one of them. And I don't blame Chris Sabin. Maybe she's a better girlfriend than Velvet Sky. Well, no, Velvet Sky's gorgeous. That's my opinion.
Let the pigeons loose.
I wonder what the Alpha Female would let loose. The seagulls? Let the gulls loose.
Let the gulls loose.
Anyway.
Next we had, also from the world of total non-stop action wrestling.
Where quality wrestling is always their top priority.
Always, always. Samuel Shaw was looking for Christy Hemming, and he got a greeting when he found a particular redhead backstage. Let's take a look.
Christy.
Well, hello, Samuel.
I gotta say, right there, Christy Hemme looked pretty good.
That was Mr. Anderson.
What?
Anderson.
No!
Anderson.
That was Christy Hemme. That's who Samuel Shaw's been looking for.
That was Mr. Anderson with a wig on.
Well, I
A
gotta
very
say,
bad wig.
Mr. Anderson, even with the shiner, makes for an attractive lady.
Wow.
All right.
Shifting gears.
Yes.
To
another
the
thing.
to the number one company in the world of professional wrestling, World Wrestling Entertainment.
World Championship Wrestling still around?
You're just confused because of all those hashtag WCWs on Facebook.
Oh.
And I think it means something else too, but I was confused at first too. But back to once again, World Wrestling Entertainment. Michael Cole is going to tell us what happened. Well,
a couple weeks ago.
Hey, let's find out.
In a one-on-one match, this is how Christian treated Sheamus a couple of weeks ago.
You know, it's been a hard road back from recovery, but at last I finally feel I'm getting into my groove.
Now, the screen said last week, and I know that it was last week because I watched the show. But Michael Cole said a couple weeks ago. How many is a couple? Couple's two, Michael Cole. Two.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Two.
Not one. It said last week on Raw on the graphic. And you were there at the live show. You should know this, Michael Cole. Anyway, so there was that. And we had one more thing that involves a certain member of this esteemed panel's childhood hero and the King Jerry Lawler. Hulk Hogan comes out, as we talked about earlier on Monday Night Raw, looking orange and leathery.
He was not orange. He looks brown.
He's orange and
Too many
leathery.
years of
Anyway,
too many years of tanning.
check out what Jerry Lawler's wearing here.
We're indeed on the road to WrestleMania. 4 weeks away, ladies and gentlemen, in the ring, the host of WrestleMania, Hulk Hogan. Welcome, everybody, to Monday Night Raw. We are live in the hometown of Jerry the King Lawler here in Memphis.
Oh, this is awesome. This is awesome to see all of these great fans here in Memphis and to have the Hulk Hogan right here.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. This sucked. And it sucked for 3 reasons. And that's why it's funny for these 3 reasons. Number one, just the mere presence of Hulk Hogan being there. Number 2, Jerry Lawler's shirt, obviously. What is that? What was that supposed to commemorate Elvis? Because it looked like almost a nightgown or something. That's what it looked like, brother. And then the third reason it sucks, Jerry Lawler called him the Hulk Hogan.
Well, he is the Hulk Hogan.
He's the Hulk. He is.
He's the immortal Hulk Hogan, brother.
Jerry Lawler says
the training, the saying, the prayers, you taking your vitamins, you're believing in yourself, dude. This is where the power lies.
And this is why I don't like Hulk Hogan, brother. It's the same old thing for years and years and years and years and years.
It's good stuff. It's classic.
I don't think so. So anyway, not a great Adam Lee week. There was some stuff on the TNA pay-per-view that we wish we could have used their footage.
We couldn't get the footage to use. So.
It's pay-per-view. You can't get those rights.
That's hard to get.
Yes. So what's the worst of the worst this week? Besides this beer.
Let's see. We had Samuel Shaw.
Yeah.
With his greeting by Mr. Anderson.
I still think that was Christy Hemme.
She has let herself go a little bit. But no, I think it was Anderson.
Yeah, Alpha She-Male. Michael Cole flubbing up on...
Alpha She-Male.
Michael Cole pulled an Adam Lee, an actual
Adam Lee. Not knowing what a week is.
That's
a week ago,
Mike Adam Lee.
Two.
So, I mean, that fits. I'll tell you where I'm going. I'm leaning towards... Say your prayers, take your vitamins. I'm the Hulk Hogan, brother. I think that Lawler and Hogan, that whole segment there, is the worst thing in professional wrestling of the week. I hate Hulk Hogan!
Why you gotta hate on the Hulkster, brother? Or should I say, why you gotta hate on the Hulkster, brother, dude?
That's why. I mean, it's...
North Pole, South Pole, all points in between. You can't hate on him.
Are kids gonna be like this about John Cena when they're...
You're wearing a Santino
30s?
Shirt who's been the epitome of the Golden Adam Lees for the past month now.
Santino hasn't really been funny for 2 years, but...
And you're going to knock the immortal Hulk Hogan?
I will make fun of Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan is a wrestling god.
Remember when he was playing the bass there?
Yeah,
that was excellent.
The bass guitar.
Thunder in Paradise. Excellent stuff there, Hulkster.
No. You leave Hulk Hogan's acting out of
Where's
this.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake? You can't wait for him to come back, too. And I'm sure the Nasty Boys will be coming back, too.
No, leave those fat slobs away.
Anyway, that was... do you agree? Do you agree? Is this?
I agree. I would like to see Brother Brutai come back and do a little cutting and strutting.
I'm telling you right now, my vote goes for Hogan and Lawler. Lawler's shirt and the Hulk Hogan.
I will give you Lawler's shirt, but I will say that you can't be knocking Hulk Hogan, brother.
So this is under protest almost.
That's right.
That's right, brother. Worst thing of the week was
under protest.
Jerry Lawler's.
This is where the power lies.
Jerry Lawler's shirt. That is the worst thing. Shirt. It's the Golden Adam Lee Award-winning thing. Though Rockstar Spud's outfit on the TNA Lockdown pay-per-view was gorgeous too.
The arm out of the ring of Abyss would have won this easily.
It was hilarious.
Would have easily won this.
Oh, and Willow made his his debut.
Because Jeff Hardy, wink wink, was not allowed in the building, so Willow, wink wink, was the fourth member of the team MVP there.
Yeah.
Yes, we happen to have some Pussy Willows here.
Yes. Anyway, that is our Adam Lee, and that wraps up our show.
That is the Ring Zone for this week. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, on Twitter at Ringzone TV, and we will see you next week in the Ring Zone.